が敵を食らう
The world could always use more heroes.
You が我が敵を食らう
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I hope it's been a pleasant Monday for you, but welcome to the Owlet tournament. I am your caster, Horihori, and we've got a banger of a match here on deck for you. It is the Ghost Peppers sitting at 12-2 versus the Furious Unicorns with an 8-7 record, but coming off of a very tight match against Boosted by the Way on Saturday. Joining me as my co-commentator today, Pulse is on assignment. It is going to be Piper. Piper, how you doing, man?
I am doing pretty good. Nice to be with you, Hodo. You bring great energy, and I'm excited to cast with you, my man. It's going to be a good one, I think.
It's going to be a fantastic one. Let's bring up the lineups here for the Unicorns to start off with. Unicorns running a full lineup here. They do have the full 12, sitting at 8-7, and on the cusp here in the Majors division. They are running, I think, in the 8th seed. Let's take a look at their supports. It's going to be Pokitude, Frisky, and Kitty. At tanks, Japan Banks, Leoxicon, and Prez, a transfer from the Burn. Draco Ball will be their flex player, and at DPS, it is J-Min, Blue, Jack, and Puppy. Their starting lineup looks like it's going to be Leoxicon, Prez, J-Min, Frisky, Pokitude, and one other. I'm thinking it's either going to be Frisky, it's going to be Kitty, or no, it looks like Frisky and Pokitude are in the starting line, so they're probably going to start somebody else. It looks like it's going to be Jack. So that's your starting lineup there for the Furious Unicorns. For the Ghost Peppers, they're coming off of a big upset loss on Sunday night to Yes, looking a little shaky here, and this might be a bit of a trap game for them. So let's introduce the Ghost Peppers. It is Nursey, H2O, and Osiren here. As listed as supports, Chaos, Thick Daddy, and Gas Roll are going to be your tanks. That guy Tyler, former member of the Furious Unicorns, transferred over to the Ghost Peppers. He will be their flex. And at DPS, it is Commander Hui, Jackson, Fat Mike, and Ghostbos. Currently in the starting lineup here for the Peppers, it is Chaos, Ghostbos, That Guy Tyler, and Osiren. We have Nursey sitting in Observes, and we do have probably one more player who will be running a little late, probably either Thick Daddy or Gas Roll. That Guy Tyler also on the bench, ready to go in, so their starting lineup not really settled in. Piper, these two teams matching up, I think, for the second time here. Ghost Pepper's got the better of the Furious Unicorns last time. What do you think you're going to see from these two teams?
Well, I think this is definitely going to be a very interesting match for us here, Hodo. As we talked about, you said earlier, Furious Unicorns coming off of a very close match against Boosted, by the way, one of the best teams in the league, and they managed to take them to a map 5 and just barely lost it on that map 5. So obviously they are a very capable team, and I think that it shows that they are on an upward trend, getting such a close result against Boosted, by the way. And then Ghost Peppers, on the other hand, sitting in second place right now, I believe, in the majors, coming off of that, what I would say is a disappointing loss to Yes. They don't want to give up any more maps, any wins even to the teams below them, and also while trying to keep that gap fairly close with Boosted, by the way, as well. So that's a rather disappointing loss for them. So, maybe Ghost Peppers is gonna, need to kind of pick up, not from where they left off, but kind of pick up from when they were a little bit hotter, try to put the last result out of their mind. Whereas Furious Unicorns, I feel like, they have a bit of momentum, bit of swagger in their step coming into this match, from that close result with Boosted, by the way. And I think we could see Furious Unicorns, despite being lower in the standings, probably pulling off an upset here against Ghost Peppers, but it is going to be an absolutely earth-shattering match. It's going to be so close. It is hard to call for sure.
Yeah, the Peppers here are going to need a big game here coming out of the Ghost and Chaos especially. So their main tank here on the Peppers here needs to have a good match, but he's up against two decent tanks here in Prez and Leoxicon. So it's going to be a lot to see here. Let's take a look at the maps and what they will be playing today. It'll start off here on Ilios. We will go then to Rialto. Anubis will be our third map, and then the fourth map, which will be the hybrid, it will be Hollywood. We will go to Nepal just in case we need to go 5. We are the only game, I think, tonight, so we're the only Overwatch Owlet channel in town. So once we, looks like when we come back, we're going to be starting here on Ilios. Both teams here getting ready to start. Ghost Peppers need a win to make sure they keep up with Boosted, by the way. And Furious Unicorns here needing to make sure that they get a win here to make sure that their playoff chances aren't going to be going into the dust. So when we come back, Ilios will be the next map, and will be the first map here of the day between between the Ghost Peppers and the Furious Unicorns. Stay tuned.
The world could always use more heroes.
All Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the intro video to Ilios, and yes, it will be Ruins as the first map here, as they will be getting started. Both teams are in the spawn, getting ready to go. 36 seconds here till the assembly time is going to be done. Piper, tell me a little bit about Ruins. What do you like, what do you not like here about this Ilios map? Oh, Piper? You there?
Oh, hello, I am there. Overwatch has been very, very kind to my computer. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this lovely bug where it, sends you back to a black screen and then into the game and then back to the black screen again. It's great. But I'm back, and I'm assuming you were asking about what I thought was going to happen on Ruins, yes?
That is correct, yes.
Well, I think, Ruins, there's definitely a lot of high ground to be exploitable. Also a lot of angles, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some sniper play coming out here. Obviously, there's some skilled DPS on both teams. So I think we could see some dive. I also wouldn't be completely shocked if, I know we saw goats, but, we're in a goats meta for a reason, so I wouldn't be completely surprised if we saw that. But it looks like both teams might actually be kind to us here and grant us a little bit of dive here. And I think right out the gates, I got to give the advantage to Ghost Peppers in terms of comp with that Widowmaker that guy Tyler is on.
Yeah, that guy Tyler here is going to be on a very, very good pick here. If he can get an opening kill, and that's going to open it up here for the Ghost Peppers here. So a lot of careful play here has to come out of here from the Unicorns. Got to use the pillars, got to use the sight lines properly here. As that guy Tyler, though, not getting the shots that he wants. So as J-Min and Pokitude get 2 early kills here, Pepper's going down a little bit, so it looks like they're going to start to fall back here, and they're going to have to give up the point here to the Unicorns. Off of the back of those 2 kills, Nursey going down here on the Ana. Gasroll trying his best to sort of kill himself, as it looks like the stagger is on. Poor guy. He's going to have to jump to the edge, and there he goes.
Yeah, it was an interesting first fight there. We saw both teams opting to fight towards the coast. And the one thing I noticed was that guy Tyler was sitting in the back on the Parthenon sort of area where the Mega is, and he wasn't really doing much from that angle. So I think if he wants to get value out of this Widow, he has to be a little bit more aggressive and try to get those opening picks for his team, like you mentioned.
Yeah, he's actually moved up, and Leo and Jack are immediately on him like white on rice. So down he goes, and down they lose a player here, as that Widow has just not been able to be to help out any of the members here, as Leo going huge on the Winston, getting 2 big angry monkey kills as he comes right back in. Prez contributing here on the Diva, and the Ghost Peppers here starting off slow here on Ruins. This is maybe a little bit of a hangover from yesterday, but already at 50% here, Piper.
Yeah, I think, honestly, Furious Unicorns here know what they want to play. They know the comp, and they're playing aggressive. Their tanks are creating so much space. They're taking away the ability of the DPS on Ghost Peppers to make anything happen. So Ghost Peppers need to make their tank line kind of step up here and create a little bit more space for their team.
Well, they did take down Leo, so that's going to be a big kill here. Now they're going to be looking for something extra. Looks like a blade here coming out. Oh, but an EMP from J-Min here will nullify everybody as Jack gets eliminated. Not going to be able to do anything about that, but Frisky going down here for the Furious Unicorns is a big kill. So now they're just trying to stall for percentage at this point, as Leo is back. But the Pokitude does go down here, and now it's just going to be a matter of time. They do blow the Lucio ult here with only 1 person on the point, and it's just basically a long stall as Jack finally gets taken out. They're already at 94%, so basically we're in 1-fight territory.
Yeah, and it may seem a little bit weird to commit those ultimates to that fight there by Furious Unicorns, but I think that they recognize that they can put themselves within 1-fight range, and with the beat and the bomb, they do have the ability to get some kills here and make some plays happen with the ultimates they have. So I definitely think it wasn't the wrong decision to commit those ultimates to get yourself within 1-fight territory.
Yeah, as it looks like here, just a little bit of poking coming out from the Unicorns. They know they just need 1. Oh, that guy Tyler ended up getting picked off. So the Sombra goes down, so they immediately go to point. Diva Bomb gets sent in. Not going to really do anything, but Chaos evens up the fight, is taking down Jack. So most of the members here are starting to fall back just a little bit. He's got to be super careful here. Chaos is probably going to have to use his ult. No, he can't do it. He gets taken down by J-Min here, and they've lost their main tank. They have to give up the point, as the Unicorns now looking really good on Ruins. Nursey's got to get onto Gasroll, trying to get back onto point here, and the EMP from J-Min is just going to eliminate pretty much everybody here on point as the bomb comes in, and Prez wipes 3 out. EMP MP coming in from the Peppers, but it might be too little too late as they're just finishing off every last member here of the Peppers. Furious Unicorns looking very, very good here on Ilios as they take first blood 100-42.
Yeah, and I think we saw some really great play there from the Furious Unicorns after they lost that point. I mean, they had a couple ultimates in the bank, but they chose to take a slower fight. They chose to poke, build up their own ultimates, and did a good job of not getting caught out by the ultimates on the side of Ghost Peppers, and then they came in and dumped everything they had into the Ghost Peppers, and we saw them able to take that point and take that first point, and that's big for them. Good way to start off this series.
It's very good. So taking an early lead here, very, very big here for the Unicorns. So it looks like here they're going to be starting here now on to Lighthouse, and it lists Chaos and Gas Roll here going on the Zarya Reinhardt. So they're going straight up goats here, not really going to be changing. No, actually Tyler's going to be going Genji. So interesting as it looks like here now they will be going actually going back to the goats comp. As it looks like they're trying to find a way to actually go in here. Now they're going to go onto the high ground. The rest of the members here, Leo and the rest of the Furious Unicorns are already just sort of waiting on point, sort of figuring out. Now everybody comes in, and it's just a brawl on the point here. So kills are going to be at a premium, and Jaemin takes out Ghost Boast, and down goes the Brigitte here on the side of the Ghost Peppers. Ghost Peppers getting taken out one by one as Prez D-Max Gas Roll. Nursey gets a kill on Leoxicon, but that is going to be that. That looked like an easy fight here for the Unicorns.
Yeah, and I think that Ghost Peppers they wasted too much time figuring out what they wanted to play coming out there. I mean, they sat on goats pretty much since we could see the comps, but that guy Tyler started on the D.Va instead of Gas Roll, and they had to waste the time to make that switch. And I think you put yourself at such a positional disadvantage when you allow the other team to get to point for free, and I think that's why that was such an easy fight for the Furious Unicorns to win.
Yeah, so here they come again as Pokitude gets Chaos off the map, and that's going to be that. Ghost Peppers here are just going to fall back right away. They know that they have an advantage, so the Unicorns here will try to chase and see if they can get a stagger kill out of this. Jaemin takes out Ghost Boast as they invest some ults here. Earthshatter coming in, making sure that they did get a kill here, as now the Ghost Peppers looking a little bit in disarray, and Chaos getting taken out right at the spawn door. So a little bit more of time break here, as it looks like now Ghost Peppers here looking a little bit, I don't know, they look off kilter. They just don't look right here, Piper.
Yeah, definitely. Chaos there charged in, and he got himself staggered there. I think that there's maybe some communication issues going on, because you got to know when you're playing goats that this other team, when you see them pushing you to spawn, you got to know they're going to push you to spawn, and you can't just leave the spawn area to try to save your teammates because you're going to get caught out.
Yeah. Ooh, big Earthshatter, but a great Transcendence there to save the rest of the team. Bomb actually in the middle of all of that is not going to really do anything, as everybody's just trying to blow ults. Oh no, the Lucio H2O gets thrown off the ledge here, as now they're trying to focus on the Oxicon, but all the kills here going the way of the Unicorns at 87% here. They need to win this fight, and they can pretty much end it, as Ghostboast gets thrown off the ledge for his pleasure. Now it's just Chaos here onto the point. He gets the shatter off, but gets killed at 96. Will anybody make it back, or will this be a clean sweep? Overtime ticks down. The bomb was actually spent. Can anybody get back? Oh, well, it looks like overtime has actually been started, as Tyler actually, oh no, gets thrown off as the hamster, and the Unicorns here take an early 1-0 lead after taking Ilios. Wow, fantastic play there by the Unicorns.
Yeah, absolutely amazing, and especially on the second point there, Lighthouse. There was only about 2 team fights that were well constructed in that whole point matchup for Ghost Peppers to actually take. We saw them get staggered absolutely in spawn, and that was absolutely massive for Furious Unicorns. It gave them so much tick percentage, and then of course they had to switch to those stall picks. And I think that the big thing there about why those team fights were so clean is I want to give a shout out there to Pokitude. He got 7 environmental kills, most of them coming on that Lighthouse map. It was just absolutely difficult for Ghost Peppers to go along any sort of coastline, any sort of bottomless pit, because Pokitude would just take somebody off the map. And it's so important to keep your team together in goats that if you lose pretty much any member of your comp at the start of a fight for free, that's pretty difficult for your team to bounce back from that.
No, it is very difficult. So, Ghost Peppers here going down on Ilios 2-0. Unicorns here will take a 1-0 lead here in the match. They're really high on themselves, really on a good run right now. Ghost Peppers here looking a little scattered. So they just need to tighten up a little bit, make sure they're going to be going into Rialto now. That will be our next map. And this, if you watch the game last night, between the Ghost Peppers and yes, Ghost Peppers had serious issues on this point, on this map with regards to environmental kills, something that we just saw on Ilios transpire. So H2O, so it will be Pokitude has to be is probably licking his lips right now because where Ghost Peppers were struggling is the bridge right after point A. They didn't really have any issues getting point A. It was the bridge after point A where they were stalled and they were basically stranded because every time they went on that bridge, somebody fell in the drink, and it was not good at all. So Unicorns here are going to be looking for some enviro kills. Looks like just got to make sure let Eternal Shiva know that we're going to be ready here. So Rialto here is going to be our next map. I think I've got the overlays. Nope, I do not have the overlays ready. So looks like everybody's ready. No substitutes. Piper, do you see anything on both sides? Any switches on any of the teams?
No, it seemed like both teams are going to stick with their rosters here. Definitely a good decision, I think, from the Unicorns. As we saw, they have a very good roster, capable of playing a good dive, and especially of playing a good GOATS comp here. And Rialto is a GOATS map, right? So I'm expecting both teams here are probably going to come out running some variant of the GOATS composition. So I think Furious Unicorns definitely the right decision to stick with the lineup they have. And Ghost Peppers, maybe they just think, first map's a fluke, we're going to stick with the same roster, because I didn't see them making any other changes either. So we'll have to see how that's going to work out for them here. I'll be interested to see if they are going to be able to pull together here, because Furious Unicorns seem to have their number every step of the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is going to be a little different for them. So now with the Unicorns here, going to be on offense first. We'll get to see how they sort of line up against this. So they were showing Symmetra, Torbjorn, Hamster, which is something that they're definitely not going to run here. But who knows? But so 3 seconds here left to go. So the defense is going to be interesting in seeing what they're going to set up. I see Ghost Boast here on the Widow, so maybe they're trying to get some long picks here. The Ana and the Lucio here is the defense, is going to be the, for the supports here on the defense. Nursey deciding to play Ana more as opposed to having to play the Zen, which maybe could be affecting the amount of damage they sort of put out there. Without that Discord Orb, you lose that 20% extra damage. It's going to be sort of huge for them.
Well, I think with the double sniper comp that we're seeing Ghost Peppers running here, I think the Ana pick is a smart pick here, especially if you're expecting GOATS to be played on this map, which you should. You don't necessarily need that extra damage, but having the double sniper gives you the ability to kind of go for assassination kills on the squishies in this Ghost comp, or in the GOATS comp that you're expecting Furious Unicorns to run. So perhaps that's the thinking behind the Ana, just giving you a little bit more sustain so that your snipers can work their magic. But my only concern here is that the GOATS comp is going to be too strong from Furious Unicorns for Ghost Peppers to be able to do anything about it.
Yeah, there's just a lot of healing there. So the DPS here have got to get really good picks, or at least have Gas Roll and Chaos here open up some space and take down some of the shields that Leo is going to have up front. So looks like here, ooh, as I say that, Tyler finishes off Leo here, so they lose their main tank right away, and the Unicorns here looking like they're just going for an immediate retreat. Chaos and Gas Roll here trying to push their luck, trying to push him back into spawn, but they realize is like they don't want to chase him too far, get him into a bad position. So that was a really good early pick there for the Ghost Peppers.
And I think Ghost Peppers made the smart decision there about positioning-wise. They recognized that, Fierce Unicorns was coming out with the GOATS, and they made the smart decision to back off into that more open courtyard, which gives Ghost Post a better sightline. That guy Tyler has some high ground to jump on and off of to get those arrow shots in there to get those kills and make some things happen. So smart plays by them to open things up into this courtyard.
Yeah, as it looks like here, they actually went around and flanked over to the side, not going to be using the payload here as a shield. So they're trying to find some open space as the fight here is in the courtyard. Gas roll goes down. That means it's go time here for the Unicorns as H2O also gets taken out, but a dragon comes out here just to sort of clear out some space, but the payload is still moving. It's approaching point A here as Chaos finally gets taken down. It looks like they're going to have to retreat over to the other side of the bridge as the payload is approaching point A. They're not going to be able to contest here, and it will be a point A here for the Unicorns.
Yeah, and this is exactly what the concern has to be here for Ghost Peppers, is you have to be worried about the power of the Goat's composition, you know? You're running a Ryan Zarya, you just lack the kind of sustain, but oh, big shatters coming in here.
Yeah, and Ghostpost getting 2 big kills on the shatters, so Chaos opening up the game here for the Ghost Peppers, as it looks like Prez is just going to jump into the drink here. Leoxicon gets taken down. Now, if Ghost Peppers learned anything from yesterday, this is where they're going to be starting to boot members off the bridge here from the Furious Unicorns.
Yeah, I think that environmental kills are definitely a concern at this section of the map, but I'm just worried here. You know, we saw it happen on the first point where once Furious Unicorns can close the gap and take out a member of the Furious of Ghost Peppers, you know, Ghost Peppers, your comp kind of falls apart the minute you lose anybody to Furious Unicorns, so that's slightly concerning to me here.
Yeah, and they went for the boop, didn't get it, but an Air Shatter comes through from Chaos here, forcing a Transcendence to come out here from Frisky. It looks like the Peppers are finally going to have to fall back. They actually, Unicorns did a great job here of just basically just forcing them off the bridge and not allowing them the open space for the Enviro kills, but with Leoxicon going down here, it looks like they're going to have to retreat again. Unicorns realizing they just don't have the advantage with that Rhine being down here. And it looks like the Peppers knowing they're not going to actually chase them all the way to spawn. They don't have any of the advantage there, so good actual hold there by the Ghost Peppers.
Definitely think Ghost Peppers is kind of, you know, figured out what they need to do here, but oh, that's a huge pick, especially because you had that Grav Dragon combo that would have been a team-wiping ultimate. That's going to put you at a massive disadvantage to start this fight.
Yeah, and he just got a little too far here and now followed up with a Shatter as Chaos here trying to sort of make sure that he stays alive and provides at least a little bit of a shield for his team as they're going to have to back up a little bit. Ghostpost, though, picking off those kills in the back is giving Ghost Peppers a real chance here. Big Shatter again as Chaos here just having just endless shatters. It looks like a bomb being sent into the air as Chaos is going to shield, but it's not going to prevent H2O from getting killed here from that bomb. As Gas Roll, he'll trying to focus down on Jaemin, and down goes Jaemin. 2:22 here left on the clock. They took point A so quick that there's just so much time here left that they're going to be able to use to get through point B.
And here's the problem with running a different comp into the Goats comp is Goats is an unstoppable train. It is an unstoppable force. It just keeps going. But we are actually going to see a swap from Furious Unicorns over to the dive. Maybe not the decision I would have made, but we'll see if it's going to work out for them here. It's very difficult, this section of the map, to try to set up and stage some dives onto the snipers of Ghost Peppers, so I don't know if this is quite the right call coming out from Furious Unicorns.
Yeah, as Tyler takes out Jaemin, though, so that is a huge kill. So no Widow here, as they were trying to sort of open up that space with the dive. Instead here, they're just going to be on the high ground as the members here of the Peppers are going to try to sort of press on them and wait for Jaemin to come back. So now, as they are sort of pushing up here, they're just looking for stagger kills. Chaos has got to be super careful here as he's gotten super low, but a great sleep there from Nursey will allow them to just sort of retreat back, make sure they don't lose anybody. Chaos DMX Prez, and that is going to be that for that push, I think. So it looks like the rest of the members, with Jack getting staggered there really late. Pokitude up on the high ground, trying to see if he can maybe get a boop. Not going to happen here. Frisky goes down again as Ghostpost has just been amazing here on that Widow.
Yeah, I think his Widow play has definitely been important to the success here for Ghost Peppers of running this comp even into a Goats comp, which theoretically should have had the advantage. You know, his big play and that guy Tyler also chiming in were huge. I'm just concerned, however, you know, like I said before, Furious Unicorns, the swap to the dive I don't think is the right call, and I just don't see a way for them to break through this defense that Ghost Peppers currently has, especially with the ultimates that Ghost Peppers currently has.
Yeah, they've been holding on to this sort of Grav Dragon now for about a minute and a half. They've had it forever, and they just are sort of not using it. Chaos goes down, so this might be the time to use it. Graviton actually hits in the back, so it wasn't sort of taken out, but it looks like that Dragon did its job as 5 members here go down. Jaemin, the only person left, is going to jump into the drink. Leoxicon realizing that the rest of his team is gone. 10 seconds left to go. They're going to have a little bit of an opening as Chaos is going to need to come back, but he's back now, but he's got a free shatter here. There's no shield, and there it is. He's going to hit it, and there's just nothing they can sort of do about it. Prez is trying to get back there. It's trying to start the overtime. Make sure he's going to stay on the high ground, has to sort of fall down, as it looks like here the Peppers here have solidified onto this point. Bomb actually on the point. Shield actually got to be careful. Chaos doesn't get blown up. So Pokitude and Prez here trying their best to just sort of hold on for life as Prez finally goes down. Pokitude here on the point, just basically stalling. They need to focus fire a little better here, as this blade could be huge. As Jax is looking for targets, he gets 2, and my goodness, on the back of this blade, they're going to be able to come back a little bit. As we thought that they were just done and dusted, but instead, no. Members of the Ghost Peppers here are getting taken down one by one. Jaemin getting his revenge finally, as the Furious Unicorns here are going to be able to push through. Nobody here out from the Ghost Peppers. This has not been a good hold here for the Peppers at all.
I am in shock that they lost that point. They had everything going in their favor, and somehow this fight has been turned around in favor of the Unicorns. That just should not have happened, Odo. It just should not have happened.
No, not at all. And the thing about it is I think it was down to a lack of focus fire, because the Lucio here from the Furious Unicorns was able to just sort of stay on the point and hang out the entire time. So now it's just a matter of making sure that you get the kills, but Jaemin here getting a forward position and sort of just firing back onto the point. And now it looks like finally the Peppers have sort of solidified a little bit. Can they take Prez out? Because as soon as Prez goes down, overtime will end, but that's just extra space that they didn't really need to give up. But good job there by the Unicorns for not giving up there on that point.
Yeah, I think that might have been, like you said there, a little bit of lost focus, perhaps the Ghost Peppers counting their chickens before they had hatched. I really had counted Furious Unicorns out of getting any more progress on that last push, but yeah, Ghost Peppers just was unable to focus on who they needed to kill, and the stall turned into enough members of Furious Unicorns getting back and making some plays happen with that blade to, turn the push in their favor. However, I would like to speak to what we saw from Furious Unicorns there with the GOATS composition. I think they should have been running that the whole time. We didn't really get to see them using the combos in winnable situations. Like we saw the grab bomb come out, but it wasn't really in a situation where you had the ability to disrupt the Reinhardt with your Brigida or Reinhardt charge or Lucio boop even. So it was only the boop that was able to get a kill. But I feel like, they were just kind of using their ultimates in their combinations in less than ideal fight situations. Maybe they were, panicking a little bit due to the snipers on the side of Ghost Peppers, but I think if they had just, focused on running a bit more as a unit, staying really behind that Rhine shield, landing those combos with the Goats comp, they probably could have gotten a lot more progress, especially with the time they had after that first push. But we'll have to see what's going to come from both of these teams here. The dive coming out, the dive Goats, the Winston Goats coming out from Furious Unicorns, not a bad decision here. Lots of exploitable high ground, I think, on the first point. And we're going to see this double sniper again from Ghost Peppers, and I don't think they'll have as much success with it on the attack.
Yeah, they're not going to have maybe enough. It just really just depends on where they're going to set up this defense here for this sort of dive Goats comp. So for those who don't know, the Reinhardt is traded out for Winston, and then basically you get all of this increased mobility. It's really good here through the alleyways where there is a little bit of high ground, but once you get into the square, there's really only one or two places where you can sort of jump, and now the engage actually happens here onto the point. So Chaos here dropping back a little bit, trying to sort of draw in the Winston, but Prez gets demech'd here, and that is big. So you lose the Diva, you lose the defense matrix, and now that's allowing you to sort of push in, and will allow Chaos to basically just sort of swing away. Ghost Boast there, getting a little bit of space, and will take Jaemin out, but Frisky takes out that guy Tyler, so one of the snipers gone, as this fight will continue here onto the point. But looks like Chaos going down here. That's going to be a big kill. No frontline tank here is huge. But now Jack taking out Ghost Boast. This is, I think, eventually going to go the way of the Unicorns here, as Gasroll and H2O here probably just going to try to move the point as best they can, but they're going to get staggered relatively badly. So H2O here is going to try to sort of make sure he gets back to the rest of the team, as the engage will restart now. as it looks like Leo is using his ult to basically sort of stagger the rest of the team and keep them away from the payload as he's jumping all the way back to his team. This fight hasn't stopped, which is actually sort of the weird part, as Chaos now engages and will go into the square here and look for a kill, as it looks like Leoxicon actually gets slept and booped off the high ground here, as they're going to try to sort of kill him right away, as he does get away but then gets killed into the air and goes flying out into the middle of Rialto. Gas roll though. No, big shatter here coming in from Chaos, but a Graviton followed by an ult here. That's going to not going to be able to save them from the Grav Dragon, as it looks like it's old school tactics here coming in from the Ghost Peppers. They're going to boot Prez away. It's only the Baby D.Va here. All she can do is probably stall, and that's going to be that. Members of the Furious Unicorns are going to come back here, but it's not going to be enough of them to stop this point.
Yeah, and what a chaotic fight that was. You know, it never really seemed to end. Lexicon, oh, he's gonna get, that's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
As I was saying there before, I was so rudely interrupted by the stagger kills coming in from the Ghost Peppers. Oh, okay, just, yeah, far alt too, I guess. I guess I don't get to talk without something happening, Hodo.
Well, this is one of those times in which this is what we saw from old Ghost Peppers. This is the Ghost Peppers that I know, looking for space, trying to make sure that they get as much area as possible, and engaging and being highly aggressive. It looks like Unicorns just gave them an opening, and now they're just allowing them to sort of come through. They didn't have to deal with this sort of aggressive push because they were staggered through point A. And unfortunately, Piper, it's not to their favor, and now they've actually gotten position here on the high ground and are just trying to sort of rein in a little bit of death here onto the Unicorns. Ghostbos here on the Pharaoh will be able to sort of rein in on them. It'll be up to Prez to make sure he gets up into the air and see if he can mess with that Pharaoh enough. Lucio ult here near just to save Chaos, make sure that everything's going right for them. 1-for-1 trade though, but losing gas roll is big. No Zarya is a good part of the damage. Dragon comes in, but Prez actually takes down 2. So now it looks like Ghost Peppers here are going to get stopped as Tyler gets thrown into the marina there. But we finally got a respite here, Piper.
Oh my goodness. You can actually breathe. Yeah, that was like Ghost Peppers there, like you said, were playing very aggressive, finding a lot of space, which I think is to their value, because once you get a kill or two onto the Goat's composition, it's very staggerable, and I think that they did a good job of exploiting the space that they could gain and being able to, you know, kind of exploit the weaknesses of only having 1 or 2 people from that Goat's comp there. And we're actually going to see a couple swaps, Pokatude onto the Mercy and Jack onto the Tracer, probably to get a little bit more harassment onto the backline of the Ghost Peppers. But Ghost Peppers, having moved the cart this far, is able to get pretty good positioning over Furious Unicorns here.
Yeah, they've got really great positioning, as now it looks like the Nano Boost here coming in onto Chaos, who is just swinging away, trying to get Jamin down. Unable to do so. Barrage coming in from Ghostbos, he's going to get taken out, as Gas Roll here trying to get Prez, who has been demeched. So Baby D.Va refusing to die, gaining the benefit of a shield here, but gets killed right before he's able to get back into the mech. But a huge shatter here from Chaos, as Mr. Aggression is basically going to be able to take out 3. Leoxicon and Jack here are the only 2 being able to sort of hold this off. They've got a focus fire. Remember the last time they didn't focus fire, it cost them big. Golden Box of Victory is right there to even up the match as Prez gets taken out. As it looks like the Transcendence here by Frisky and Pokitude is just leading to just crazy amounts of staggers, as Nursey and Tyler here get grabbed onto the point. That's only going to last for a little bit. They just need to make sure they clear this off, and they're going to win. But Unicorns here doing a great job at just sort of stalling this out. Prez refusing to die. Another Earth Shatter here from Chaos, as he's able to get Prez and shatter him down. Ghostbos and Chaos here doing a lot of the damage, and finally that payload will hit the box, and Ghost Peppers will even this matchup at 1 apiece.
Yeah, that was an absolutely chaotic last fight there, but I think we really saw Ghost Peppers having the compositional advantage there with Chaos on that Reinhardt. He was doing absolute work, and it really comes down to the fact that he had nobody to contend with, really. The Oxycon could only do so much as the monkey there to try to block things such as, you know, the shatter and stuff like that, and Chaos really was given free reign to do kind of whatever he wanted, and that in turn, him being able to take so much space away from the Furious Unicorns allowed his own team to take that space and turn it into advantages. So I think maybe, you know, Leoxicon probably should have swapped over to the Reinhardt there to at least, you know, be able to give his team a bit more space and a bit more of an ability to actually take fights to the Ghost Peppers instead of just kind of always being on the back heels.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that once if you let Chaos basically do his thing, which is basically swinging away, reminds me of Bumper from the Vancouver Titans. It's like so
Oh,
sometimes
absolutely. Just kind of goes for it.
just goes for it. Sometimes he makes it look like he's a feeder, but instead, like you saw that there, 17,000 damage. He was the top damage dealer in the entire game here because he was just the benefit of all of the nano boosts and all of the aggression, and he basically had an Earth Shatter pretty much at every fight. So the Unicorns had to sort of be careful and play around that, and they were just unable to do so. So now, with one apiece here, we're going to be going to Anubis as the next map, as both teams here are going to be getting ready, just trying to make sure if there are going to be any substitutes. Spectators here are going to have to change a little bit. Uh, Overall here, what do you think about between these two teams? I think it's fairly even going here into the third map.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. I mean, we've seen both teams, come out with comps that have absolutely dominated the other team. We've seen good play from both teams in terms of team play and individual play. And I think the scoreline reflects that, right? We're 1-1. We're pretty dead set right now. It's a very close matchup, and I just really haven't seen any play from either teams that have said yes, you're dominating, you're gonna win this match. It's really anybody's matchup at this point, and I think Anubis will have to see if we're gonna be able to see a kind of break from the close games that we've seen, and see maybe a bit more of a sweep one way or another. But it doesn't seem very likely at this point.
Yeah, I don't think it's very likely at all. So it looks like teams have agreed to go into a 5-minute halftime here. So when we come back, coming out of the break, we will be going into Anubis here. Ghost Peppers and Unicorns here tied at 1 in this crazy great match here in the Owlet Majors division. So when we come back, it will be Anubis. So stay tuned.
The world could always use more heroes. The world could always use more heroes.
が敵を食らう
You know, the world could always use more heroes.
You が我が敵を
Anubis.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back. That was halftime, and now we will be starting map 3, and it will be the Temple of Anubis, 2CP, or Draw Anubis for the people at home who like to to understand that this is a very drawable map. It can happen very much. Teams get stalled here on point B all the time. Piper, what do you think we're going to see here from the two teams? As we didn't see much of goats coming out from the unicorns. They're on defense first here, so I don't know how they're going to. What are you think they're going to do to sort of try to hold point A here with?
Well, I have to say I don't know what to tell you because we played Rialto, which is a very goatsy map. You usually see goats, and we saw both teams opting to not play goats. So I don't know. We're probably going to see some dive coming out from each teams here is what I'd be willing to bet, and it looks like our we're going to be right about that for terms of the Ghost Peppers. We're going to see this Winston Goats coming out again from the Furious Unicorns. Maybe an alright decision, but I definitely think that they could have played a sort of dive here, especially with the purchase for Widows. You know, definitely a possibility, but it looks like they're going to go with this Winston Goats, and the dive on the side of Ghost Peppers, we'll have to see what can happen. It's going to be really up to that guy Tyler and Jackson to make some big plays. You know, Jackson needs to get some hacks onto some key members of Furious Unicorns, and that guy Tyler just needs to pop some heads here.
Yeah, it looks like Prez was actually sort of hanging out on the high ground there. He's got to be careful because Widows like to shoot, getting boosted here by Mercy to make sure that he gets sort of taken out or demeched almost earlier on. So now he's actually gone over to the high ground here. Jackson's already snuck around to the back, trying to see if they can sort of switch the defenses up and sort of make them focus in two areas. Big grenade here will hit Prez and J-Min. So he's got to sort of worry and be careful there in the back as the rest of the diving members here of the Ghost Peppers are just going to go ahead and come in. Tyler got Pokitude, but it looks like a DMEC here onto Gas Roll. But I think it's only going to be a matter of time here as the Oxycon is going to be the last person left. Frisky here on the high ground is going to be able to try to keep Leo up, but Gas Roll getting back into mech, and that is going to be that. Quick take here from the Peppers here on point A on Anubis.
Yeah, and I just think that having that guy Tyler on the Widow, with there being no hard shield on the side of Furious Unicorns, it opens up the possibility for him to hit so many shots, and there's really nothing that Furious Unicorns could do about it. We saw him, getting a couple kills there. Jackson as well, pulling them back to the point, kind of displaced them from their dominant position and really opened up dives from Ghost Pepper. So we'll have to see what Ghost Peppers is going to be able to do here on the attack, with the Widow being able to get a little bit less value.
Yeah, that guy Tyler actually going to try to reposition here and get on top of the awning. But Jack takes down Jackson, so losing the Sombra early, not going to be good. They wanted to sort of get that EMP, but it's not going to be able to do so now. So Jackson here is going to have to retreat. So I think the rest of the members here of Ghost Pepper not going to use ults. They're probably just going to sort of hang out, build up as much of ult percentage as possible on their team. Just going to let them have this one fight as Gasroll here finally gets taken out here on point.
Yeah, a bit of a strange fight as we saw Jack on the Brigida running around the map, kind of almost soloing people. Well, his team stayed on point. We saw him almost go all the way outside of the point area. I'm not sure what he was doing over there, but yeah, good hold there by Furious Unicorns. Obviously, with this GOATS composition, they have a very big advantage. Just, it's so much stronger than Dive, and it's very hard for a Dive comp to get in there and isolate a target which is what Dive needs to do to be successful. So we are going to see the swap here from the Ghost Peppers, and with that EMP, that is going to open up a lot of possibilities for them here to maybe make some big plays, but there's 6 ultimates on the side of Furious Unicorns.
Oh, a bomb actually gets sent into the inner area, and what a combo of EMP bomb here, as the bomb now actually is on the side here of the Unicorns, but they're not able to get anything. Great combo there. Pretty good set play there from the Ghost Peppers as the EMP came out as they were trying to sort of shield themselves from the bomb, and now it's a matter of focus fire again. Frisky is able to get that guy Tyler as Leoxicon comes out with the Shatter but unable to kill anyone, as now the Brigitte rally here from Jack trying to sort of keep them alive here. That Brigitte is pretty impossible to kill. Nano boost here onto Chaos here, had to use it there. Big Shatter will catch Prez right there, and a charge onto J-Min into the distance as they will try to need to get Pokatu down. Leoxicon coming through now as it is a little bit little haphazard here as the fight here finally they get a tick, trying to get 2 as Leoxicon has to get bumped off the point. They're trying to get 2 ticks here before they have to abandon. Not enough players here to sustain, I don't think, here from the Ghost Peppers. They want to get that second tick, not going to be able to do so, I think, as they're going to have to start to fall back unless Chaos can come in super quick. He's coming here on the Wrecking Ball, see if he can get anybody. He's not going to be able to do so. Jackson gets picked off, Diva Bomb gets sent over by the wall gets taken down, and so does Jack. Oh, looks like that wall came down just at the wrong time. Oh, Dragon now coming in as Leo is hiding on the edge there at the end. They are just going to be looking for anything here. Leo is purple. He needs to take him down super quick as it looks like Prez here coming in on the Doomfist. We're seeing a variety show. It looks like they're playing mystery heroes here at this point, as I'm not sure who's going to come out with what, as Pokitude finally gets bumped off. They do get that second tick. Nano booster onto Gasroll. The wall blocked them from getting onto the point. Jack just angled the wall incorrectly, and instead I thought they were only going for 2 ticks. They end up getting it all. Ghost Peppers have a pretty decent time bank here with 3:37 left on the clock.
Oh, so much to unpack there, Hodo. I mean, the fight started off with a great set piece coming out from Ghost Peppers, and I don't think Furious Unicorns were really ready for the EMP bomb, which is a big combo against Goats. And then from there, the fight just got weird. We saw the stall picks coming out from Furious Unicorns, actually able to find kills and turn the fight into almost their favor, but then things just kind of kept going either way until finally somebody won after almost 2 minutes of just what was pretty much Mystery Heroes play on the point.
Yeah,
there's no better way to describe it. That
Yeah.
was almost Mystery Heroes.
Well, the thing about it is it all started with Chaos coming out here, trying to come back because they knew they had a little bit of sustain on the point. So he comes back as the hamster, which I don't actually ever see him play that. So it was actually sort of nice to see him play a different hero once in a while, other than the Reinhardt. But then it just You're absolutely right. Just got weird as the stall picks came in from the unicorns, and then you saw some switches there at the end from the Ghost Peppers trying to sort of come back every time they got picked, so they would try to come back as like the fastest hero possible. And in the end, they ended up catching it. And at 3:37, that's a very, very decent time bank here. So looking good here for the Peppers. Unicorns here want to make sure they get point A quickly and then move on in and try to see if they can get a point B push. But it looks like here they're just sort of stalling in point, just trying to make sure if they know what they want to run. So Pokedude going out there, just trying to make sure. Prez, I think, scouting a little bit, and they might adjust their lineup a little bit here as soon as they come out. Yep.
Yeah, yep, the Goats press there on the Sombra, you know, just trying to get some scouting in. Definitely making the swap over to D.Va here is going to be beneficial, and I actually think this Junkrat pick from Jackson is going to be less than beneficial for for the Ghost Peppers, just because he's going to feed so much charge to that Zarya, and Press is going to be able to, you know, kind of eat those eat those little spam mines. So maybe not the best pick going up against a Goats comp. I mean, spam is kind of the enemy of the Goat comp. But, yeah, it just might not be enough spam to kind of win out the day for them.
What they need to do is just keep picking off Frisky. So Frisky's there in the back. He's the slowest one. He's the most vulnerable to spam. So that's the one that they want to sort of take down. So now they're going to be going up onto the high ground as Jackson got Frisky, and that was the kill that they were looking for here. So getting that Zenyatta separated out means that they're able to just sort of cut off the damage that the Ghost comp has. That Discord is so useful here, and now it's just a matter of just staggering kills. They don't want to get themselves killed here, but they just want to make sure that they wipe everybody out here. Jack is going to be staggered a little bit as he finally gets blown up here, and now they've been able to burn about a minute 30 here and are going to need a full reset as members are a little bit everywhere here from the Unicorns.
Yeah, Furious Unicorns here might need to make a swap just because I'm noticing some, you know, systemic issues with getting through chokes when there's spam happening. I saw Jimin throw his bubble onto Leoxicon when he was trying to go through the choke. You know, that's not going to protect anybody from any sort of poke if your Ryan already has a shield up. You know, you need to save those bubbles for people like Frisky who keep getting picked off.
Yeah, and Leoxicon get taken out here. You do not want to go onto the right side knowing that there's going to be a Junkrat here. He's just going to look for the easiest pick he can. He didn't get greedy there, which is something I actually really liked. A lot of times Junkrats have a tendency to sort of go into that side room knowing that there's like 6 of them in there and try to go for the big kill. Instead, he just goes for the Rhine, makes sure that it takes him out, and the rest of his team now has 4 ults in defense here. So it's going to be another sort of slow push here as they try it again. They're going to back up onto the bridge and just sort of allow them to come. They know that the tire's not there. So Lucio ult here is going to try to push them through. Leoxicon with the charge, and he's going to get the nano boost here as Chaos is able to get in there. But the high noon from that guy, Tyler, takes down 3, and this push is done, folks. Done so. 1 minute left here on the clock. Now it's just a matter of staggering Jamin. See if Jamin can get anybody else here. It might be very, very useful, but it looks like he's not going to be able to do so. They've got all 6 up. Oh no.
Jamin, you cannot get staggered like that. He popped the bubble there. I don't know why. You know you're behind enemy lines. You're not getting out. They got you marked for death. You need to just die quickly, not using that bubble to stay alive for longer. And I think Leoxicon just kind of got greedy there, got that sound barrier on him, and totally forgot that Chaos had this nice Q ability that knocks everybody on his team down, which allowed for that huge play from that guy, Tyler.
Yeah, as they send the bomb in knowing that they're going into the corner. Now they're going to get trapped here. They've got to be careful as the the tire takes out Leoxicon and Pokitude. Now this is looking very, very grim here for the Furious Unicorns, as the Unicorns here need to stay alive. 20 seconds left to go as the fight is just gone everywhere. No kills yet here from the Unicorns here onto the members of the Ghost Peppers. The Ghost Peppers are running a solid, nobody getting any kills. Jackson takes Frisky down again. That has to be the 4th time. High Noon coming out here, trying to sort of keep him off the point. Leoxicon comes in with the charge, but that guy Tyler takes him and Prez out. Nobody getting taken out here, and that is going to be that. The Unicorns get stuffed onto point A, and the Ghost Peppers go. They don't die here on point A, and they are able to hold it, and the Peppers take Anubis here 2-0.
Play of the game.
Yeah, like honestly, that was a situation where the Goats comp wasn't working for Furious Unicorn, they needed to make a switch, and we just didn't see them want to make any switches. They wanted to stick on that goats, and they just couldn't make it work, right? They kept trying to go that route, the route, I guess, on the left from the attacker's perspective, and it just doesn't, you can't get through there with the Junkrat spam and the McCree spam. You had to go to the top right, and we saw that they had issues being able to rotate as a team to that high ground. They got caught out every single time, weren't able to stay together, and that's really what allowed Ghost Pepper's comp to thrive there. It was really just the inability of Furious Unicorns to get themselves through a choke as the Goats comp, which is quite surprising to me because Goats has the ability to really kind of avoid dying to large amounts of burst damage. You know, Goats kind of lacks in the sustain department, which is why, you know, Goats is so vulnerable to spam, but they had the ability to mitigate that large amount of burst damage, and they just weren't. I just don't think they were using their cooldowns correctly to get through those chokes, and that's why we saw it fail so many times for them, and ultimately why their attack failed with that Goats comp going into a spam comp coming out from Ghost Peppers.
Yeah, and it was just they were using the Junkrat to the best of his ability there. You were saying in the very beginning that it was probably not advantageous for them to use so, and you're absolutely right in most cases. But if you're able to get the Zenyatta in a Goats comp, you basically destroy about 20 to 30% of their damage because the Zen is so huge there in the back, and they were just not protecting enough in the background there, and Frisky was just getting whacked, and there was just nothing they could sort of do about it. Anytime you lose anybody on the engage, and especially if it's the most vulnerable there in the back, it's just not going to be in your favor to sort of attack here. Looks like Furious Unicorns have asked for an extended pause here as we're going to be going into Hollywood. So Unicorns here back against the wall. They know they have to win this map. So when we come back here, Ghost Pepper's up 2-1 here over the Unicorns. We will be heading into Hollywood. That'll be our fourth map here. If Ghost Peppers can win Hollywood, this match is over, and they will take this map 3-1. But if Unicorns take Hollywood, we will be going 5. So plenty to play for here in this match between the Ghost Peppers and the Phoenix Unicorns. We come back, it'll be Hollywood, so stay tuned.
Wow, that was interesting.
You know, the world could always use more heroes.
Yuga wa ga teki wo kurau!
world could always use more heroes.
優が我が敵を食らう
Alrighty, welcome back, folks. We're actually going to do a little bit of showtime for you because teams are actually going to be going. They're going to do an extended 10-minute pause here between the maps. I think both teams needed a little bit of a break. So we're just going to go over the playoff picture. So, Piper, you're in the minors division, so you know that. But let me talk about the majors here for a second. So the game that you're watching right now between Ghost Peppers and Furious Unicorns, you'll see the playoff picture here, and this was what was happening as of Sunday. So Ghost Peppers now at 12-2 are a little bit vulnerable here with the Megs coming up, who are at 11-3. You see the Unicorns here, the 6th seed, are at 8-6, but there is a log jam there at the bottom between 6, 7, and 8 between Wisdom, Bot Camp, and the Unicorn. So this win is super important for them. They do not want to end up playing either Peppers again or Boosted. But with Unicorns doing well against Boosted, maybe a loss here, not so bad. But at 8-7, it is going to be very difficult. So they just need to make sure that they keep winning games here and keep up that momentum. And that 4-5 matchup between Yes and Burn is very, very exciting. So let's take a look at the Miners playoff picture here real quick. So Miners is your territory, Piper, so take it away.
Oh yes, my favorite territory. So we'll start off at the top right now. Flashpoint, Otter Oxide. You know, both teams very close to each other in terms of skill and ability. Both have clinched playoff spots. Flashpoint just barely hanging on to first place by a 1 map difference. TBA's in that near clinched category with a plus 27 map differential, but they are at 11-3 opposed to Flashpoint and Otter's 12-2. Expandable Odyssey, Quantum Charge, Blazing Pegasus, all are the teams sort of, you know, they are in playoff contention right now, but it is up to them to keep winning to stay in the playoff picture. And Blazing Pegasus has actually been slipping lately due to huge changes on their roster. Kind of challenging things. We have Echo 6, and even to an extent, I would say Greyhound Solar both have the ability to kind of push for playoffs here. If they can get a couple win streaks going, they definitely could still make playoffs. So they are both kind of challenging. I'll disagree with the graphic there. And then Pentant Viserion, yes, is still mathematically in it, but I think it's highly unlikely that they're going to be able to secure a playoff spot. And of course, poor Licorice Whip are mathematically eliminated.
Yeah, but
Have not won a game yet, but it's coming, folks, so hang on.
Yeah, they're going to be playing Penten Viserion tomorrow, so that's the one that I think everybody is going
That's
to be...
the chance.
That's
That is the game.
That is the game indeed. So that is your playoff picture there for the Miners. We're going to take you in live here to the main game, as it is Hollywood, as both teams have finally gotten back and are setting up here. Looks like it will be the Unicorns here, will be on offense first. The defense here going to be set up by the Ghost Peppers. It's going to be a Goats defense. So let me kill the Hollywood.
We were doing so good, everybody. We hadn't seen a lot of Goats, and now we have Goats. And the one substitute that we did see happen over this break for Ghost Peppers was Commander Huey is in the game now. And on the side of Furious Unicorns, the big substitution was Japan Banks coming in for Leoxicon. Hodohori and I were talking about it over the break, and we think the reason for that was we might just see Japan Banks being a little bit more comfortable on that Reinhardt, which is really the piece that they were missing in their Goats composition to make it work. And with Hollywood being a Goatsy map, I'm not shocked by these initial rollouts by both teams.
Yeah, so it looks like here the Unicorns have decided to go for the high ground push, and now we're going to be jumping down. So Chaos has to be a little bit defensive here. They've gone back into the cafe. Got to be super careful here. Doesn't want to get picked off as Japan Banks trying to push in. They actually are going to be very, very aggressive, but the D-Mech on the gas roll here is going to be huge. Shatter already coming in here from Japan Banks, and that's going to take down the members here of the Ghost Peppers, as they're going to have to sort of back up and basically give up the point. Jackson here gets jacked, but that's not going to be enough. There is that Sombra from Jaemin here in the background, just harassing as much as they can. Japan Banks already proving that he is going to be able to kill everyone.
You have to cap the point. Okay,
they finally capped the point here and are looking for stagger kills. So it is going to be Commander Hui and Chaos here, looking to see if they're going to be able to try to stay alive. Now they're going to push back on the members of the Unicorns here as the doors start to open. But it is a very quick take here from the Unicorns. They do not want to lose Hollywood right now.
Yeah, and I think the big mistake there from Ghost Peppers was allowing themselves to be stuffed into the bottom of Cafe. It makes it so much easier for a team to focus fire you if you're trying to come out of a single entrance, and it makes it a whole lot harder for your team to dump damage onto the other team when you can only shoot through this tiny, tiny little doorway. So great rotations there from Furious Unicorns, and very poor rotations from the Ghost Peppers, allowing themselves to be stuffed into that Cafe.
Yeah, double rallies now coming out from both teams, as they're going to try to sort of pick the fight right here. EMP will hit everyone. That's a 6-man EMP, but Jackson gets immediate revenge here onto Jaemin. The rest of the members here are open to a shatter. Oh, what a counter shatter there by Chaos all the way from the side, and then a grenade will come in and turn everybody purple. That Transcendence will do nothing. It does nothing, and it will actually force the members of the Unicorns back. My goodness, what a shatter there from Chaos from the inside of the house.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Furious Unicorns there was kind of caught off by Jackson's pick of the Widowmaker, not something you usually see as a variation of the Goats comp there, and Frisky tried to pop that trance, but he sort of wasted it because everybody was antied, so maybe a little bit more awareness from him, kind of paying attention to if he can actually heal his teammates with trance when he pops that ultimate, because now he kind of lacks it, and that would have been a big ultimate for this push.
Yeah, it would have been very, very big to sort of see if they get in a little bit of trouble here, but Ghost Peppers here looking pretty solid. They have 4 ults of their own. Chaos looking to creep up, make sure he's got to be careful, check his sides, because Japan Banks here looking to maybe charge him out. Jaemin gets slept and killed here, so the Sombra not going to be able to contribute. Graviton comes in, Transcendence just a little late there to save Chaos, but less of the members here of the Ghost Peppers going to be trying to be as aggressive as possible. Bomb at the front door will give them a little bit of space. Not any kills though, as Jackson though will pick off Pikachu, as the rest of the members here of the Peppers are going to start to fall back just a little bit to make sure that they catch up back with Chaos here. But Jackson just pulling that extra weight there on the Widow, takes down Frisky, and running out of supports here. You're only going to be running with 2 supports. The thing is that they're running without a Zen, so that damage decrease is going to be huge, as Ghost Peppers here are going to be able to sort of hold and force a retreat here from the Unicorns.
I think we need to see a diva on the side of Furious Unicorns here. I mean, they've struggled dealing. Oh, Poketooth giving up a huge stagger there is unfortunate. But Furious Unicorns here, we've seen that they kind of struggle with having the ability to stick together behind their Ryan's shield, and Jackson's just abusing that. So I think if you throw in the D.Va into the mix, you just have a little bit of a more organic ability to try to force out that Widowmaker play and still keep it an even 5v5 fight on the ground. And I just think Jimin on the Sombra hasn't been getting a lot of value, so seeing a swap here could be beneficial.
Yeah. Ooh, another counter shatter here from Chaos. As he's been looking for it, he gets the benefit of the nano boost, and as always, the grenade comes in, and it's going to prevent some of the healing here. Chaos will get Jack down, and now the members of Unicorns here, a little bit of spread out, as Jackson picks off Pokitude again. He's just a magnet for headshots here, as the rest of the Ghost Peppers here are going to back up a little bit. Now they're going to be able to push onto Jackson just enough to make sure that they sort of fall back around the corner. Minute 26 here left on the clock. It was a sort of a win for the Unicorns, but I think it was more of an adjustment, if anything else, here for the Peppers, as now Chaos just sort of charging in, wants to make sure he doesn't get too aggressive. Rally coming out from Commander Hui, as is now just trying to fortify the rest of his frontline tanks, as it is Jaemin still trying his best to get anything he can onto Jackson here, just not going to be able to do so. They do get that guy Tyler, and that is going to be huge. Losing the Zenyatta here on defense, that's going to be a little bit problematic here for the Peppers. Big shatter again comes in from Chaos as he charges in and is able to eliminate Jack before he gets Earth Shattered himself. This is just going to allow him to just basically swing away. Japan Bank's getting slept there, not going to be able to contribute after he gets his Earth Shatter down. Chaos takes Frisky out before he loses his own life. 35 seconds here left to go. One more defensive hold here for the Ghost Peppers as the Unicorns are trying to push to get point B.
Yeah, and I think that just came down to, you know, it's unfortunate, but at inopportune times, the ultimates for Furious Unicorns found their marks, whereas the ultimates for Ghost Peppers did not. So we'll have to see what happens from this fight, as we do have some big ultimates coming up here.
Ooh, Chaos with a long charge, not where he wanted to be. Nursey getting bombed there, not what they wanted. EMP now coming in from Jaemin, very useful that, as Chaos gets taken down, as it looks like it's only going to be Commander Hui. He's going to use up the rally here, maybe wanted to save it, as they were going down members one by one. And they do capture point B. A couple of bad ults there from the Ghost Peppers might cost them here on this point C defense.
Yeah, and Chaos there, you know, probably wishing that he didn't have shift bound, as that charge took him far too far away from his team to be able to protect Nursey on that Ana, a hero with relatively limited mobility, especially when they didn't have a Lucio, right? They swapped Jackson out onto the Widow for the Lucio, so you don't have that peel for your Ana to escape, and getting caught out by that bomb takes away a huge source of your healing and sustain, and they're just not able to sustain through that fight. A couple more ultimates come in favor of Furious Unicorns, and they're able to take point number B.
Yeah,
point number B. I'm smart.
Oh, Chaos with a big shatter right into a shield, but he's going to get nano boosted here, so people are going to scatter a little bit. Big grenade there was able to catch the members of the Unicorns, as Chaos here trying to sort of swing away. He does get Jack, and now Japan Banks gets blown back and taken out here with 30 seconds left to go. Chaos and Commander V here looking for stagger kills, and it looks like they're able to sort of spam on in, but with 20 seconds left to go, what do the Unicorns have to do to break this sort of defense coming in from the Peppers?
They need a fat shatter here from Japan Banks. He's the only person on their team. Oh, or Jaemin can get Jackson. I forgot that they had that Widowmaker, so Jaemin either needs to get some big picks, or Japan Banks needs to get a huge shatter like he just did. Absolutely massive.
Oh, it's a big shatter there, but a bomb gets sent into the back, but that tire from Commander Hui might have just sealed it, as Commander Hui getting 4 kills now, as he's just been wiping out the members here of the Furious Unicorns. They had no answer for his Junkrat. That's 5, that's 6. Big 6K here from Commander Hui, as now it's only Jaemin left, and it is going to be Japan Banks on the Winston, as he's going to try to hold it off by himself. Not going to be able to do so. Focus fire again, a big issue here from the Ghost Peppers. They just need to be able to sort of clear people out. Gas roll now, the benefit of the nano boost, and finally they're able to stop it. And now the Ghost Peppers know what they need to do to win this map.
Yeah, and the ball is really in the court of Ghost Peppers. They only have to push it as far as Furious Unicorns did to seal this map. Interesting choices from them running that Widowmaker. You know, it was helpful at first, but then they just kind of, you know, lacked the defensive ultimates, lacked the other things that were necessary to hold onto point B, but they were able to get that hold there off of some really massive play there from Commander Hui, as we saw once again a Junkrat being able to do massive work for Ghost Peppers and Furious Unicorns. But I am a little bit concerned here, as a good goats play here from, if we saw good goats play here from Furious Unicorns on this first point, it might be difficult for Ghost Peppers to break through the Furious Unicorn defense.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, because if anybody
Ready for
watched
battle.
last night's match versus Yes, Ghost Peppers had a really hard time on this map. So this was not a map that they were very, let's say, good at, is they were unable to sort of break the defense that Yes had sort of set up. Now, Yes, granted, is a better team record-wise here than the Unicorns, but let's see what they can do here, as they're going to, based on the comp that I'm seeing, it's a bit experimental, but I gotta figure that they're going to try to go in with a Ghost comp here, and might be the comp that they would want, because Jaemin and Jack here going in with the McCree Hanzo, so they're maybe expecting Commander Hui going to be up in the air with the pharmacy, so they might have known exactly what they're going to be planning for this point.
Defend objective A.
Yeah, and I think playing the triple DPS here with the Hammond is something that we've seen have success in Overwatch League. You know, Chengdu Hunters being the team that famously runs comps similar to this, and we'll see if they're going to be able to get any value here as Chaos goes in for that first slam, trying to create some openings for Commander Huey and that guy Tyler to get some big kills.
Yeah, Commander Huey's got to be super careful here, because he's got to play these walls right, as the DPS are going to be trying to hunt him down. So it looks like they do get the high ground here, so it's just a matter of now, can they sort of clear out and get the kills that they need? Pokitude goes down, but they lost Chaos in the process. That is not what they wanted to do, but that guy Tyler and Commander Hui doing what they need to do. Japanbank's trying to sneak around here, being a little tricky, trying his best, but it looks like here the advantage slowly but surely going the way here of the Peppers, as it looks like we saw Chaos just sort of rush on in, trying to see if he can take out his counterpart. The rest of the members here getting taken out, as Nursey here gets a late fire strike by Japanbanks before he gets taken out, but this is going to go the way of the Peppers here, as Jack is going to get taken out here as he tries to contest.
Yeah, good play there coming in from the Ghost Peppers. We're going to have to see what is going to be able to be done here. Smart swaps coming out from Furious Unicorns is a good counter for triple DPS, is just an organic dive comp, as we're going to see Jamin go over to that Widowmaker. Jack remaining on that Hanzo. They're going to be able to find some picks here eventually. Gas Roll, Commander Huey, Nursey, somebody should be found out by one of these snipers. So the double sniper dive is going to get a lot of value here, and I think it should be the right decision for Furious Unicorns.
Yeah, Jaemin here has got to be huge on this Widow, the same way that they were, the Ghost Peppers were huge. But like, he dropped some mines here across the bridge, so not going to be able to do anything. Japanback actually got taken out by the mines, so very interesting there. Rez going to be coming in, as Commander Hui, who was taken out, is brought back to life. That payload slowly but surely sort of moving, going around the corner, but now it looks like the members of the Peppers have to sort of back it up. But look at the ult bank here. It is a 5-2 ult bank here versus Peppers versus the Unicorns here. So if they maybe use up their ult bank, they might be able to get a good solid push here through point B.
But the thing that they have to watch out for here is over-ulting. With 5 ultimates, it's very easy to use all of those in 1 or 2 fights, and with the cart as far away from its destination as it is, winning this next fight with all of those ultimates won't be beneficial, because you'll still have to win 1 or maybe even 2 more fights after that to actually take point B.
Yeah, EMP up onto the high ground there, as that allows Commander Hui do his thing. Dragon also coming through here and invested just to sort of split the team off.
And that's exactly what I was worried about, though. You know, we saw the over-ulting. They now, you know, Furious Unicorns is still going to be able to recontest, and now they have the ult advantage.
Yeah, they do have the ult advantage now, but the payload is still moving here, but they do lose 2 players here, as the Unicorns are going to have to end up sort of either backing up or completely committing to this fight. It looks like they're going to commit, as a nano boost here will go on to Japanbanks as he's looking for supports, as he's hunting Nursey down. Nursey is going to be the target of choice here, as they're trying to see if they can get anybody out. Jaemin gets that guy Tyler, and I think that's just too many kills. Japanbanks has got to be careful that he doesn't get picked off. He does on the chase, but I think because they're so close to spawn here, that's going to be fine.
Yeah, and now here's the rough thing as well. The ult advantage is more or less in favor of the Furious Unicorns, and they also have the spawn advantage. So things are going to need to kind of go the way of Ghost Peppers here, and that early pick is going to be helpful, and the 2-minute and 40-second time bank is also helpful as well.
Very helpful. They missed the Widow, though, who was down to basically 1 life, who was able to gut back into spawn. Another Dragon here to just sort of zone out the point. Jaemin gets taken out by Nursey, of all people, so Battle Mercy kills come through. Dragon now comes in onto the point with an EMP again. Here, now it's just going to be a matter of trying to take out the tanks. They're going to invest the Lucio ult here just to make sure that they ensure to get the point. A little bit of over-committing here, but that's going to be okay. They're going to be able to get the point B, and now it's just a matter of getting it around the corner.
Yeah, and we're going to see some swaps here. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Furious Unicorns go over to a Goats composition that would be beneficial. I think the unfortunate thing in that last fight was Poketube died with that beat. That could have been absolutely huge. I don't know if he was just worried about the EMP from Jackson, but you know, you have to fight to win. You have to play to win every fight if it's still winnable. And I think by saving that beat for so long, it's not getting as much value.
Oh, Rally, Nano Boost coming out here from Frisky onto Japan Banks. This is just going to allow them to just sort of back off, make sure that comes down. But Chaos not able to survive it here, so not going to be able to push right away as Commander Hui with this blade is going to sort of have to back off a little bit, wait for his tank to come by, and then try it again. Nursey getting Fire Strike here is another delay. 10 more seconds needing to go. Maybe they just need to wait and spawn.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got a pretty big time bank here as Ghost Peppers to make some things happen. You know, you have Commander Hui with that blade, but you got to remember Poketube did hang on to that beat, so he will be able to beat the blade, and that might be able to sustain his team enough here. And Japan Banks is going to be coming up on a Shatter, which is also going to be something that Furious Unicorns are going to need to get value out of to win these next couple fights.
Yeah, absolutely. The payload's actually backed up a little bit, so they actually are trying here, getting into the background. Commander Hui gets 2, but the Dragon from Jack gets 2. Actually, Commander Hui comes out ahead. He has 3 on the pushes, and now looks like he's trying to go ham again. He's trying to make all of the members of the Unicorns go down all at the same time. Is anybody left? Poketube comes back. He's going to be able to stall the point. He's been impossible to kill. High Noon coming out here. That's going to get blocked. And this is going to be the fight, folks. 148 left her on the clock. They finally get Poketube down. Shatter comes in as they're on to be on the point. Oh, it looks like Chaos went a little too far. EMP comes in, but there's nobody to kill. The kills have been going the way of the Unicorns here. They're going to have to start to fall back. Chaos and Tyler have their ults here, but it's so close. 1.34 meters to go.
I am in shock, Hodo. The fact that Unicorns was able to pull that off is absolutely mind-boggling to me, and especially with Press having the Graviton Surge now, this is anybody's match. I don't know who I should believe to win out these fights because they just go every which way.
Yeah, the Unicorns here are going to need an epic hold. Big grenade here onto Chaos and the members of the Unicorns. He commits the Earth Shatter here, but is not going to be able to stop anybody. Here comes the Transcendence as they're going to be trying. High Noon here up on the high ground is going to take out Gas Roll and Jackson. 50 seconds left to go. Chaos here is a sitting duck. He's got to retreat with the rest of the team. They're so close they can taste it, but they can't finish it off.
This is absolutely bonkers here. The big thing that we're going to see coming up is Nursey is almost at Nano. Commander Hui is almost at Blade. If they're going to be able to build those ultimates in the next 30 seconds, this should be a one push for the Ghost Peppers, but it all depends on them staying alive, building those ultimates, and being able to do something with it, with the Graviton Surge as well. And that guy Tyler's going to get a big pick to start things off.
Yeah, big pick there onto Jaemin. That was huge. Japan Banks now seeing his team starting to fall down around him. Chaos, he goes down. Chaos just swinging away here. One by one, they're sort of picking him off. Chaos gets taken out, and a pause comes here as it's set to auto pause on disconnect. We're going to go to the
I don't think that was an auto pause. An auto pause usually would pause the game before. Yeah, no, it was a manual pause, not an auto pause.
Oh, it was, but I think that pause really just messed up the defense. Even though they were all going down anyway, that is going to do it. The Peppers finish off the map in a very, very crazy ending here, and they get the win overall 3-1 over the Unicorns.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, Jaemin was the person that disconnected, and we saw him get picked off earlier. And he was playing that McCree up on the high ground here, so I'm wondering if his disconnect had him standing still, and that's what gave that guy Tyler the ability to get that kill onto the McCree because he was doing a good job of surviving up there. So I was very shocked that he got picked off first. So I'm wondering if that's what happened there. And then we saw his disconnect come after.
Yeah.
And
So-
obviously the pause that followed, but too little too late for the Unicorns as they're going to lose this one to the Ghost Peppers.
Yeah, and the thing about it is they were already in bad shape, down 2 players when the pause came in. Honestly, like, if it would have gone through anyway, there was just nothing you could do. Commander Hui was going to knock down pretty much everybody there at the end. We do have everything going through, so just bad luck there for the Unicorns. They lose a disconnect. They run into a nano blade from Commander Hui, but man, Ghost Peppers Ghost Peppers didn't make it easy on themselves there as they 2 stalled pushes at the very end, and they needed some heroics there from Commander Hui to win it there at the end. Final thoughts on this match. Who is your MVP of the match, Piper?
Oh, that is a very difficult thing to choose from, as on so many different maps we saw different people stepping up, but I think the most consistent person across all of these maps has to be Chaos for the Ghost Peppers. His Reinhardt play was absolutely impeccable. He knew when to take space, he knew when to back off, and he was able to create, so I honestly think he was able to create so much space and make so many plays happen that he's really the reason that his DPS were able to shine, and really the reason that Ghost Peppers won this match.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give it to his facilitator, and that's Nursey. So, like Nursey was right there with the big grenades and the nano boost in time to let Chaos sort of do his thing, and the timing on that stuff was absolutely impeccable. So great job there by Nursey, and then and also on Commander Hui there, stepping it up in the 4th match, big 6K there at the end to sort of stop the Furious Unicorns push, and then finishing off the Unicorns there at the end of the match on that nano-bladed Genji. So that is going to do it for us. So thank you very much for watching this special Monday night edition of the Owlet Tournament. Piper, thank you so much for joining me today. Fantastic job, my friend.
Thank you as well. That was a lot of fun casting. You are fantastic, Hodo.
Thank you. And that is going to do it for us. I will not necessarily be on the main channel, as Dire Boyd will be producing tomorrow. There is a plethora of games, so check your local listings and your local casters to see who will be casting tomorrow. I will be partnered up with Steidel, and I think we're going to be doing the Pen 10 by Xeron Licorice Whip match tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, but that's not sure yet, as that might have been claimed by somebody else. So check your local listings to see what is live tomorrow here on the Owlet Tournament channel, as well as on mine, as well as the others. For Piper, I am Hodo. It is a Ghost Peppers win here. They get the victory over the Furious Unicorns 3-1. So for Piper, thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you next time.